What's up guys, it's your boy ErfMed. Welcome back to another video. So before I begin, I want to say congratulations to the people that just got admitted to UCSB. I know how you feel. I was the same. When I got admitted, I was super stoked. I hope you're the same also. It's a great school, great opportunities, and I hope you choose this school for your next 4 years. And throughout this video, I'm pinpointing facts and like tips I kind of learned throughout my years at UCSB, and I hope you take something from it. Honestly, I know how freshmen feel coming to UCSB. You guys are kind of a little bit lost and just need a little bit push, and this video is meant for that, just giving you guys a few tips and a heads up for just starting out as a freshman. So for tip number one is actually registering for classes. So registering for classes at UCSB, there are 3 pastimes for each student. Pastime 1, 2, 3, they're all in different dates. So past 1, of course, it's going to be an earlier date than past 3. So it gives you a little bit of time frame to choose the classes that you want to take for that specific quarter. But these pastimes are a bit different between each student, and that ranking of what day you're supposed to choose classes is based on how many units of college you have completed. So for example, a junior student just like me has more units, of course, than a freshman. So I would have an earlier pastime than a freshman. So it means that if I want to pick a class, it tends to be easier for me to pick a very competitive, very most wanted class than a freshman because I have more units. One way you can bring up your units or have already units is through AP scores. So if you have taken the AP exams and you have passed them, you have some units college credits. So you tend to have a higher possibility of having an earlier day of pastime than other students from your class. So pastime is not really that important for freshmen because for my case, I was able to choose every class that I wanted to take. So it doesn't come in handy to have the earliest pastime for freshman year. But of course, when you go to upper days, there's going to be classes that a lot of people want to take them. So it's very good to have better pastime. And one way you can get that is through honors. If you're an honor student, you have the earliest pastime. If you're an athlete, you have the earliest pastime. So there is a possibility of having the earliest pastime. But just a heads up that all pastimes are not going to be the same. The other thing I want to add for pastime is that so when you choose a class, the assigned professor is going to be right there. So I'm going to show you guys an example right here, right now. So if you see this professor, so if I wanted to know if this professor is good or not, I will rate my professor. So please check how your professor is before you actually sign up for a class, because it may end up that class may be interesting to you, but the professor might not suit you well. So her test or is super hard, and you don't want super hard tests for a class you're very interested in learning about. So just be aware of checking rate my professor to know what professor to take or what professor not to take. And the other thing I want to add is that when you choose your classes, they will show up the final exam days. I'll show you an example right now, right here. So you don't want them to overlap. If they overlap, it's kind of hard to actually set it up. Say you have to email professor saying, hey, I have an overlap final exam, can you postpone it? And trust me when I say this, I had 2 final exams in one day. It was not good at all. Your brain is kind of smoked for your second final, and you don't want that because your final is kind of worth a lot of points of your grade. And yeah, so please check all those and you should be all set. So the second tip I want to give is housing. All the dorms at UCSB are great except FT. Okay, don't get me wrong, FT is not bad, but I personally don't like it because it's kind of far from campus. All the other dorms are on campus, so it's easier to bike to your classes and stuff, but FT is super far, and I feel if you have an 8 a.m. in the morning, it's kind of hard to bike to your 8 a.m. class. So that's why I say except FT. There's nothing wrong with FT, but I would try to get other dorms if I was you. Besides that, all dorms are great, but what I wish I knew, like many students also wanted to know, was that you can choose to live outside of dorms your freshman year. So on their side it says strongly recommended. Doesn't mean you have to choose a dorm to go into. So if you find like a place, or you want to stay with your like a close friend on, like, let's say IV or Goleta, you can choose that, and it may end up way cheaper actually. But there is also the bad part, is that dorms are a great place for students to meet each other throughout freshman year and like make friends and your first like quarter at UCSB. So watch out like for the pros and cons between dorms and living outside of campus, because for some people living in dorms might not be a good idea because they want to like concentrate all the time, and like dorms, like people are kind of loud and like they always shout and stuff. So just be aware of that. Like you can live outside of campus if you choose to, and that option is always available to you, and I highly suggest looking into it if you want to live outside of campus. Okay, so for third tip is dining common, food. My favorite subject. I hope yours is too. We need food. So dining commons, so you have meal swipes when you come to UCSB. So let's say you choose actually what meal swipe you want. You can choose like from 5 to unlimited. So I want to give you guys the rundown of dining commons. Do not choose unlimited. I swear, a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna get unlimited, like I need that much food. You don't need unlimited swipes. Unlimited swipe is kind of a waste of money, because like you essentially get tired of dining common food. Essentially, like by the winter quarter, or like let's say beginning of spring, you don't want to go to dining common because that's all you kind of eat. So don't choose unlimited. It's kind of waste of money, honestly. I know people that just don't use their swipes and they have unlimited, so don't do it. What I actually recommend, like the best meal swipe plan, I think is 10. 10 is a very good, reasonable meal swipe. You have 10 a week. You can use it throughout the week and the weekend, and you don't get tired of it. So because a lot of students actually at UCSB, they just don't go to dining room all the time. They go to, like, let's say IV, they go to Santa Barbara, so they space it out. And sometimes you can like you don't feel good to any place to eat food, so you just want to eat like snacks and stuff. So you don't waste any meal swipes, and you still have meal swipes. And also, if you want to buy meal swipes, so let's say you ran out of 10 throughout the week and you want to go to dining common, you can. They just bark you on your bark account. It's like a student account for like charging them your fees, school fees and stuff. So it's not saying, oh, you only have 10, out of that you have nothing else. You can just go in there and say, hey, can I purchase a one more meal plan? And they will just say, yeah, just like signing your name and stuff like that. So I think best plan is 10 personally, but please look into it. I feel like unlimited is too much, and yeah, be aware of that. So I got you. If they said who saved you money, you already know, ErfMed. So hit that subscribe. All right, for the fourth tip, it's actually about cars, driving. So a lot of you guys ask me if we need cars at UCSB, and I want to mention this. You do not need cars at UCSB. Everything is very close proximity, distance from your dorms or your houses. So do not need cars, especially your first year. You can either walk, bike, or take bus, which is free for students, and get to your destination of interest. So you don't need cars. But if you choose to bring your car, please buy a ticket, so parking ticket. Because my Popo brothers out here, they charge hella. It's like a $40 penalty fee if you accidentally park in the wrong spot and or don't have like parking pass. So be aware of that. The ticketing out here is insane. So just watch out for that if you bring a car. But I honestly don't recommend bringing a car your first year. Everything is close proximity, and you know, of course, we got Ubers, Lyft, all those good goodies. So I don't recommend it, honestly. But if you do, just watch out for the parking pass. And yeah. For the fifth tip, there is a tool called iClickers. So my freshman year, I didn't even know what iClickers meant before I got into UCSB. So essentially what it is that a lot of professors at UCSB, they just like to see the attendance, like they like to see what student come to class, what student doesn't come to class, and like they want to ask questions, like make the class a little bit interactive with each other. So they ask questions throughout class, and they require iClickers to see your answers. So the iClickers, unfortunately, is a bit pricey. It's around, I think, honestly, it's around 40 bucks. I don't count on that. Please check, but I think it's around 40, so it's kind of pricey. And the associated student actually made like a very cool idea to allow students rent iClickers. So you rent iClicker for a quarter, around $5. And I think it becomes very handy because essentially there have been quarters I don't even use iClickers. So I honestly recommend renting your iClicker if you see you don't need it much, because 40 bucks, you might just like never use it, just use it for one quarter and that's it. So technically you're about to save $35, and who else doesn't like that? For number 6, we got food bank. Again, we're back to food. My favorite, you know, I got you. See, I said food, we're coming back to food. Food bank. So who doesn't like free food, right? I'm assuming you like free food. I like free food. So food bank actually gives us free food on campus. So essentially you just go in, swipe your card, and go to like a room area, and they have free food. So like they got ramen noodles, they got oats, cereals, fruits, you name it. They actually change it up every single day, so like it's not the same thing, but most of it are. But they bring in new stuff. It's like a cool like free food stop shop kind of deal, and I really like it because it comes handy. Like sometimes I feel a little bit hungry and I'm around campus, I really don't want to buy anything, so I just go to free food food bank, man, food bank, and just say and just look around and see what I can pick up. So watch out for food bank. They got great stuff, and I really like their idea of having free food for students. Who doesn't like that? All right, so for last tip is about movies, my favorite subject also. So I learned about this unfortunately last quarter. I'm kind of bummed about it because I love movies and I wasted so much money on movies, on cinemas, and it kind of makes me mad I didn't know this earlier, but I got you. I'm saving you money again. So with your Access card, I feel like I say Access card a lot, but with your Access card, you can actually like get ticket for cinemas way cheaper than the original price. So the original price is around $14, but with your Access card it's around $7. So it's like you know how Tuesdays movies tend to be cheaper, so it's like every day is like a Tuesday for you with your Access card. So I really recommend it if you're going to cinema with your friends. You can all save a lot of money with this way, and yeah, take advantage of it. Honestly, like college is about taking advantage of the things that they gave you, and I think we have to grasp on it. And yeah, do it. Just like go in and be like, hey man, I want to see like Ford versus Ferrari, $7 with my ID, and I believe you need to show your Access card at school. So there's like a I'll post a picture right here. There's like a stop shop kind of deal, and like you show your ID and they check your bank account and stuff, see if you don't have any fees and stuff, and they give you your ticket. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to congratulate the people that just got admitted to UCSB. This school, like I have made so many videos on it, on why it's good and why I chose to be in this school, and go to my channel, look around, and I once again big up to you for getting in. And I know every year it gets harder and harder, so please congratulate yourself. And freshman year is all about experiencing and having fun, so please come in and enjoy UCSB. We got the beach, we got everything out here. So, and if you have any other questions about UCSB, please comment them down below. Email me, my email is in the description. DM me on Instagram, also in the description. Yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. And yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.